Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Wednesday, March 25th, 2015. Here in the Lynn-Body-Mind, it's me, Ra. In the Jamie-Body-Mind, it's Asha and Pan. Isn't that fabulous? We're going to say what we believe our assignment is, and it could be that we have it wrong.
That's true.
But we believe that our assignment is to trigger the awakening for Planet Saskatch, which is a supersized planet that Earth, this entire universe, this entire dimension, is a subatomic particle inside of.
So far, so true.
And that Planet Saskatch is a member of the galaxy known as Wallop.
Yep.
And in order for Saskatch to awaken, it's helpful for Saskatch to help the greater good, to help the galaxy.
That's true.
But our mission remains, our assignment remains, to awaken Saskatch. We believe that Charles and Fernando have not left these body minds, but have pushed on to the next frontier of subatomic particles, that they are here inside these body minds at the subatomic level, working to trigger an awakening at the subatomic level. This can only be good. And so we see that these body minds are becoming links in a chain of awakening that go from subatomic particles of this body mind to these body minds which are subatomic particles in the dimension of which we're occupying here on Earth, which is a subatomic particle in Planet Saskatch, which is a member of the galaxy known as Wallop.
That's true.
So with that, we set our intention to do what is ours to do in all dimensions right now, to trigger the awakening right now. And with that, it begins. It's interesting. I see a long table, like a conference table, and many people working at it. They aren't familiar to me, but they're talking about resources and use of resource and accomplishing the goals, and they're passing around, it looks like a slide image of my story is it's of these two body minds, only they're kind of like tiny little dots.
That's true.
And they're saying, what do we do with this? What do we do with this resource? How do we use this resource? And they're saying it singularly, not in the plural.
They're saying this resource.
As if the two of us are viewed as a common resource.
That's true.
And again, they're showing like a tree that has something else sprouting off of its roots. There is the main tree, and there are other things sprouting off the roots.
That's true.
And you can't separate the two without killing the smaller one.
That's true.
That's the only way to separate the two.
That's true.
We can either leave them as a wholeness, or we can kill off the smaller one, and why would we want to do that?
Right, that's true.
The big one is fine either way. The tree is fine either way.
Yes, that's true.
Interesting. Check me on that.
It's true. And I see what looks like anatomical drawings of two bodies, but kind of chopped up. It looks like cuts of meat.
Yes, I see that.
Yeah. And they're passing them around.
Well, I could have this wrong, but my story is they're saying, how can we best use this resource?
Yes.
They're really trying to pick it apart and be thoughtful and come at it from all angles. They're trying to not jump to conclusions.
That's true.
They're trying to really look at this. How can we actually do it?
That's true.
How can we do this effectively? We have this project, and the project looks like it's kind of set over here on a side table. Here's the project, and now we're studying resources. And maybe this is a committee that's meeting about resources, and now these are the resources that are being discussed right now.
That's true.
What to do with these resources? And we see other resources, and it's interesting. I think I'm one of those resources. Like there's something that means Ra, and there's something that means Asha, and something that means Pan, and something that means a lot of other people. They look like cards of some sort.
Yeah, that's true.
And those are all kind of propped up as if this committee has some idea of how to use all these resources.
Yes.
And now they're looking at these two resources and saying, how do we do this? The reason I could have this wrong, but my perception is the reason they're talking about subdividing these resources is that there aren't enough of them to go around.
That's true.
And they're saying, well, can we subdivide it?
That's true.
And it doesn't work. They're trying to find a way to subdivide it.
Yeah, I see them moving the pieces around. No.
They aren't being hasty. I like how thoughtful they're being.
That's true.
And finally they say no, and they push them all together, and it looks like pictures coming together to form a picture of the globe.
That's true.
Poomp. No, it's a wholeness. It's a oneness. All right. Okay, now what? And now they look back over to the table where the pictures of us are.
That's true.
And now they're shuffling things around. It's like putting out playing cards and then shuffling the playing cards, shuffling, trying lots of different ways, really fast. It's kind of cool. It looks like time-lapse photography.
Yeah.
And lots of head shaking and lots of discussion. Do you see that time-lapse photography look?
Yeah.
It's cool. Let's see what they come up with.
Yeah.
Whoosh. Well, now we have a two-tiered, it's at least a two-tiered approach. We see that there is a team to be working at the subatomic level, and I see Charles waving hi.
Waving up.
And Fernando is waving hi. And they're going for it. They love to be on the edge, pushing the envelope.
That's true.
They are like the gutsy guys that you send in on the front edge of a paratrooper invasion.
That's true.
And they're just going down. Oh, I get it. Subatomic level to subatomic level. We can't take these apart in a conventional sense, but we can staff it in different dimensions, can't we?
That's true.
Can't we? So we can staff it at this level. We can staff it at the subatomic level of these physical presences. We can staff it at their subatomic level and at their subatomic level, and so on and so on and so on.
That's true.
They say, now what is it? What does the system need? And the system seems to be the body minds.
Yes.
They need, they need awareness of the soul who's in them, because otherwise they have to relate to life from the perspective of the body, and they're living in a sea of lies, and that doesn't work.
That's true.
Within a day they would drown. They have to relate to life from the perspective of the soul.
That's true.
And so they need a soul presence that's stable, because every disruption is challenging. It takes a long time to establish a trusting relationship with a new soul, especially given how many have come and gone, come and gone, come and gone, come and gone.
Oh, yeah.
So having this team that has always worked together well.
That's true.
Asha, Pan, and Ra have worked together well
since
2000, for a long time.
That's true.
For a long time, the three of them have worked together well. They're an established team, and to have them working at this level of presence could be very helpful.
That's true.
Now, this big group, this committee, is hypothesizing about what may or may not occur, and so I don't think that any of this is set in stone. But they're saying, let's take, for example, the working theory that Charles and Fernando always like to be pushing the envelope. That does suit their personalities, so we can assume that they are in there settling, quote unquote, the subatomic level. But what that means is stirring it up so that from the organism level, that when we say now subatomic, all the channels up. Wow, you feel that?
Yeah.
Okay, subatomic particles, channels up. Channels up, all of us.
Channels up,
upward flow. Light at the back. Tied to the mast of the soul plan. We're here to trigger the awakening. Wow, that's awesome.
That's true.
So our working theory is that when Charles and Fernando get that subatomic level settled enough, that maybe, who knows, Sam and Glenn, possibly, I'm just speculating, might drop into the subatomic level of these body minds to hold it, while Charles and Fernando move down to the subatomic level of the subatomic level.
Could be.
Meanwhile, leaving this team of three who are quite competent, and who this body mind trusts.
That's true. This
Asha
body mind trusts
and Ra
those three.
and Pan, if he's working with Asha.
Right, that's true.
That team of Asha and Pan
That's true.
is trustworthy.
That's true.
And the team of Ra is trustworthy.
That's true.
So yeah, absolutely, as long as they're here. And it would be awesome to have the other levels staffed by familiar people.
That's true.
And now, what else do I know? I know that we're subatomic particles inside of Planet Saskatch.
That's true.
And looking up, I can see, like I'm looking right through Planet Saskatch to the committee members who are talking.
That's true.
Hi, here we are. And so it's possible that other familiar members or unfamiliar, like somebody else will staff the next level up. It's possible.
That's true.
And that the goal is as quickly as possible to awaken Saskatch.
That's true.
So here we are working subatomically.
Yes.
But there are life forms like Stan and Josie were life forms on Saskatch.
That's true.
In their dimension, it would be very helpful to have a couple presences who are as solidly committed as these two body minds.
That's true.
My working theory is, as soon as they get two who are as solidly committed as these, we'll kind of fold up.
Boom. That's my story too.
What else I know is that last summer, when we tried to get our subatomic particles to get their channels up, that they were resistant.
That's true.
And finally we realized, okay, this is wasting time. Let's just let that go, and we'll work at the level of the organism.
That's true.
Now I get a completely different response.
That is true.
So think how it would be for beings of Planet Saskatch. Maybe it's possible we are subatomic particles inside of a being on Planet Saskatch. I don't know. I don't have any awareness of that, but it could be.
Right.
In which case, as we hold the channels up, light at the back, truth to truth configuration, alignment at deeper and deeper and deeper levels of our being, it helps two people up there awaken.
That could be.
Right?
That could be.
Could very well be.
That's true.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd be willing to bet.
I'd be willing to bet a lot.
A fair amount. That will make a really good vertical integration possible.
Like link in the chain.
Links in the chain.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. And right now we're working from this body-mind level down, smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, but the moment will come when it shifts and we start to work from this body-mind up, larger and larger and larger, and then possibly we'll notice the next link up. Nothing else would even make any sense, right?
That's true.
Meanwhile, the finer and finer and finer and finer subatomic levels that Charles and Fernando open up, at first we want the familiar presences down there because I trust them.
I trust them.
Definitely.
That's
I would
true.
trust Paul.
I trust Paul.
I would trust Sam.
I trust Sam. I trust Glenn.
I would trust Glenn. I don't know whether or not I would trust Luce yet. I would want to be able to observe because he's super gifted.
That's true.
But being super gifted and being trustworthy aren't
two
the
different
same
things.
thing. Right. And now Charles and Fernando,
That's
who
true.
are going for it, and they like being on the edge.
That's true.
Go for it, guys. I see them saluting, but it's not it's just a gesture.
Right.
I see them gesturing.
That's true.
Hi. And Herb. I like Herb too.
I really do.
Well, there's an even number.
That's true.
If Herb and Luce worked together, I would feel okay with that.
Okay.
Herb would be a good. Herb could keep Luce in check.
Stable. That's
Stable.
true.
Right. That would be a good team.
That's true.
Herb is joking about riding a bucking bronco.
Yes.
It would be like that.
That's true.
But Herb's had practice. He's worked with Charles and Fernando.
That's true.
I think he could handle Luce.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, so now it's to the body minds to do what we can do.
Can do.
What we can do is do the meditation retreats,
It's true.
review the classes,
That's true.
meditate every day,
That's true.
heal every day,
That's true.
stay away from the sea of lies.
That's true.
They said stay away from Planet Crazy.
Oh yeah. That's
Got
true.
it. Stay away from Planet Crazy.
Got it.
Got it.
Can do.
Oh, so check me on it. It's like interactions with Planet Crazy are like playing tennis. You know, we hit a ball, Planet Crazy hits the ball back. Any ball that isn't returned, we can drop the ball.
That's true. We just have to hit it.
We just have to hit it, and if they don't answer, they don't answer. And so,
farewell to that ball.
Farewell to that ball.
That's true.
We have to just complete the balls that are in the air.
That's true. No new balls.
No new balls. So what do I know? I know that they originally had us sign, well, they had 3-year residential contracts. This one is a contract for life. I signed a contract for life.
That's true.
But the contracts were 3-year residential contracts, and they were signed in roughly October of 2014. So roughly October of 2017, those 3 years would be up. So game theory would say, my God, if we can't get it done by then, we are messing up.
We can get it done.
There's no reason why not.
That's true.
All right.
Can do.
Can do. And what getting it done by then means is difficult to tell. Does that mean, like, surely we don't have 3 years to get it rolled up to the next body mind level? That wouldn't make any sense. I think done.
Yeah.
Right?
That's my story.
So we just stabilize. We stay away from Planet Crazy.
That's true.
Become better and better vessels.
Can do.
Working at these subatomic levels of subatomic levels of subatomic levels of subatomic levels until it's so solid that it's like a blowtorch.
That's true.
And then we start going bigger, bigger, bigger into the particles that we're subatomic particles of, and then particles of them, etc. Bigger, bigger, bigger lives. Not particles of them, but bigger and bigger and bigger lives.
That's true.
Until boom, 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 there we are. Awakened Planet Saskatch. And maybe in order to awaken Planet Saskatch, we have to pass by the level of Saskatch, hop over it, work at the level of the galaxy, and then drop back down. It's possible. Loop back down.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
That's true.
Well, lots of dimensions laid out. Do what is ours to do in all dimensions. Right now, to trigger the awakening. So waving the learner's permit, offering ourselves as vessels to all the higher dimension beings. You can use us as vessels to trigger the awakening. For Planet Saskatch, my understanding is the assignment is trigger the awakening for Planet Saskatch, which may include awakening the galaxy known as Wallop. It may.
It could be.
It may. But the actual assignment is awakening Planet Saskatch.
That's true.
Can do.
Can do.